Can anybody else see that? Can anybody see what I'm talking about?
Amen.
You got somebody literally down on the ground. You don't even have gloves on with more padding. They got these little cover-up things on, and you're literally striking some. You're slamming them down. Boom. You're landing on top. You're punching them. You're putting them in these different kind of holes. You're actually in a fight, a sanctioned fight, and that. Come on now. We have gotten. You see how the world has gotten further from God. They went from boxing to that now. They went from wrestling to that now. It's becoming more. I'm telling you. Hold fast to the traditions which you were taught. You understand me? Hold to that. Because the world is getting further and further and further away. It's further away, I'm telling you. So them two, nor effeminate or nor abusers of themselves with mankind, can take in a whole lot of things. So when you begin to start to think about what you're doing, you got to look and consider the scriptures. So when you're a man, lo and behold, is it going to start being cool to wear dresses now? You already got the earrings on. Already doing the hair up. When is it going to start putting the dresses on? Any guys in here ready for the dresses? Huh? Anybody here with the dresses? We're looking for the purse? Whether the Louis Vuitton, the Gucci, the Crouch purses, the Coach purses. Anybody looking for one? Huh? But do you see that's where things are going? Things are going that way. They're headed that way. No, man, I'm gonna be a man. I'll be cool. I don't have to be cool looking more like a woman. I'll be a man. You know what I mean? I'll be a man, straight up man. Have my hair cut, right? Have my hair cut. You know, dressing like a man, looking like a man, sounding like a man, being a man. You understand me? That's what it's about. Same thing with women. Don't be trying to put on being more like a man. Don't be going around trying to be like a man, thinking that you can do everything a man can do. No. You want to know what? Because that leaves people in being confused about their roles. No. No, 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 no. But see, there will be people who would hear it. There will be people who would hear this and think that this is old-fashioned. This is old talk. This is outdated talk. But that's why the world's the way it is right now. You understand? That's why it is right now. Because people don't want to stay in roles. They want to go out and just do whatever they feel like they should be doing. Now, the last thing that I'm going to spend the most time on is drinking. And I'm not talking about Kool-Aid, nor Gatorade, or Powerade. I'm talking about that alcohol. Some people, like I said, some people, different opinions, and it could be in different churches. You may find different churches believing certain ways and things, certain things are doing. I remember back in the day, people coming to my house that my dad would set up a Bible study. And my dad was a Jehovah's Witness. They would set up Bible studies. And right after Bible studies, you want to know what they were cracking open? Brewskis, right there at the Bible study. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, right there in the Bible study. Man, we could be in the bar and having Sunday school right at the same time. Everybody hear what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But no. But that's what some people believe that's okay. And that's fine. Now I want to say right off the bat to let you understand that I'm not saying drinking's a sin. I'm not saying that it is. Right? I'm not saying that anybody who drinks won't make it to heaven. I'm not saying that. But it is not expedient. It may be lawful, but it's not expedient. You understand me? So no. I'm not telling that somebody, oh man, they're definitely hell-bound. No, I'm not saying that. Right? I'm not even saying that. But what I am saying, it's not expedient. Look at how many social problems happen as a result of drinking. Look at how many people who are alcoholics as a result of drinking. They can't shake it. You understand? They can't shake it. They can't get rid of it. It's controlling their lives. It's consuming their lives. Look at how many DUIs, how many people have been killed by drunk drivers. You understand what I'm saying? It is not expedient. It's not bringing me closer to God, so why should I do it? If anything, it will bring me further from God. So why should I do it? Why should I do it? You understand me? So when we think about it in terms of that, yeah, certainly, no, I can't say that you're going to hell because you took a drink. No, can't say that. I don't think there's anybody that could say that. But what I'm telling you that it's not expedient for you to do so. It can lead into problems down the road that you do not want to get into. It can lead into problems with your health that you do not want to get into. It can lead into problems in your marriage that you don't want to get into. It can lead into problems with your work and in your finances that you do not want to get into. It can lead to a lot of problems. So I'm saying that what I recommend is complete abstinence from it. Don't even go around it. Because it can lead to destruction. It can lead to problems. And that's when it's sinful. That's when it becomes to be sin. You understand me? Whenever somebody goes from it and now they found themselves drunk. When you find yourself drunk, you're sinning. You're sinning. So yeah, that's when it becomes a problem. But let's turn to Proverbs 20 and verse 1. And it reads, wine is a mocker. Strong drink is raging, and whoever is deceived thereby is not wise. It says wine is a mocker. What does a mocker do? What is it making fun of you, right? It's ridiculing you. Strong drink is raging. Something inside of you. It's bringing out that rage inside of you. You know what they called them? Back in the day, they used to call them stores that they sell alcohol in, they used to call them state stores. Some of you are way too young to realize that probably. Anybody remember they used to be called state stores? Well, they used to be called state stores. Now they call them wine and spirits. Spirits. Strong drink is raging. Them spirits is raging coming out. So no, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. And I'm going to tell you something. Some people who may be doing this, they may say, oh man, that's their good time. They're having a good time doing that. I wasn't always brought up in the church. I grew up in this environment. I grew up where alcohol was around. Right? I grew up around this. It was, I had friends to where this is what would go on a regular basis, on a regular occasion. It didn't have to be a weekend. It could just be any day. Just give them an excuse. During school hours, after school hours, before school hours, it didn't matter. Right? But it brought problems. It brought problems, serious problems. Because it begins to take over you. It says spirits. Them spirits begin to take over you. Right? Do you think anybody in their natural mind would want to do some of the things that you see them people do sometimes under the influence? Have you seen some people act really stupid underneath the influence? You know what we used to call back in the day? Whenever I was coming up, you saw somebody who couldn't handle their liquor right. You know what they called them? And they was like a mild-mannered guy before. Didn't cause any problems, didn't get any scratch or scrapes. We used to say, I heard the term beer muscles. They got their beer muscles on. Now they're ready to fight now. Right? When you catch them without that, they ain't putting them up. They're not that kind of dude. But man, they got that air, they got that spirit in them now. They got that raging. It's raging in them now. Right? Ready to fight now. Right? Doing things that you normally wouldn't do. Doing things you normally wouldn't do. So it can begin to take over your life. Those spirits raging inside of you. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Now listen, check me out. Check me out on it. Now, I know that the problems that it brings. I know the problems that it brings. Right? And so that's why I'm telling you. I believe in complete abstinence from it. I know the problems that it brings. I've seen people, even people that was in my family that had problems with alcohol. I've seen what it does. Right? It brings some serious problems. So now, let's turn to Proverbs 31:4 through 7. Now, this is King Lemuel's mom talking to him. She's giving us some instructions, man. His mom seemed like she was on top of things. You know who that reminded me of? That reminded me of the first lady back here. Giving some instructions out, man. King Lemuel's mom seemed like she had it going on. Seemed like she might have been writing about herself when she said, who can find a virtuous woman? Her price is far above rubies. You seem like she might have been, right? She could have been writing about herself. You know? But here it goes. So, it is not for kings, O Lemuel. It is not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes strong drink. Why do you think that's the case? Why do you think she's telling them that? Well, we're going to read on a little bit. Lest they drink and forget the law, and pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted. So when you drink, you may forget the things that you really should be doing. You're not going to be at your best. You're going to be sluggish. You're going to be lackadaisical. Things are going to get by you. You're not going to have good judgment. You're not going to have sound judgment in these situations. You're not going to have it. And get this. You know who's supposed to be drinking? And I would tell them not to even drink. Say, man, be about your senses, man. Try to find a way out of your problems. Better pray and find your way out. But you know who the drink is for? It's for those who have no hope. So listen to this. It says, give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish, and wine unto those that be of heavy hearts. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more. That's who it's supposed to have been for. She's saying, hey, this stuff isn't for people who are supposed to be about something. You understand me? If you're supposed to be a dignitary, you're supposed to carry yourself in a certain way. This is for those who have no hope, who's out of the way, who's struggling, who can't help themselves, who's pitiful and pathetic. But this isn't for you. This isn't for a king or for a prince. You understand me? This is for those who are heavy-hearted. These are for those who have no hope. These are for those who are who just basically are hopeless at this point in time. But I would even say to them, keep your sobriety, man. Be sober. So you can begin to think clearly and be able to think your way out of this situation, to be able to pray and be open to what God's telling you. But that's who drink is supposed to be for. That's who they're supposed to be for. So let's not let drink cloud our judgment. Let's not let drink help make us forget things. We're going to turn to Romans 13 and verse 13. Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, nor in chambering or wantonness, not in strife and envying, not in drunkenness. Why do you think it keeps talking about drunkenness? What's so bad about being drunk? It's about all the stuff that it brings, right? It's about everything that it brings. But if you want to know something, if you're not drinking, you're not going to be drunk. You're not going to be drunk if you're not drinking. But if you're drinking, there's a good possibility that you're going to be drunk. And the more you drink, the more you drink. Anybody understand what I mean by that? Amen. The more you drink, you build up a tolerance. Right? So maybe one beer might have did you a while ago, but now you need a whole 6-pack. Pretty soon you might need a keg. But the thing about it is if you don't drink, you won't be found drunk. Let's turn to Galatians 5 and chapter 5, verses 21 through 23. Envying, murders, drunkenness, that's what I want us to pay our attention to, reveling and such like, of which I tell you before, as I have also told you in times past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God. So why would you fool around with that? Because if you're not drinking, you don't have any chance on being drunk. But if you're drinking, you have a chance on being drunk. So why would you fool around with that? Verse 22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about that a little bit here. In the next scripture outline. And that's going to be in Ephesians chapter 5 verses 14 through 18. Wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepeth. Now you don't think he's talking about just sleeping, right? No. It means those that aren't doing right. Those who aren't paying attention to what's going on. Those who aren't paying attention to the way that they're walking and to the way that they're behaving. Awake thou that sleepeth, and arise from the dead. The dead, right? Arise from that sin. Come out of that sin. Sin is death. In the Bible, death and sin is basically what it's saying. Arise out of that. Arise from the death. Arise from that dead. And Christ shall give thee light. See then that you walk circumspectly. Right? Circumspectly means without risk. Without risk. Walk circumspectly. Walking without risk. Not as fools. Not as fools, but as wise. But as wise. Redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is. And be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. See, come out of that. Don't be like fools. So let's think about it. Why drunk? Why does it say drunk? Because when you're drunk, you can't do them things. You may act a fool when you're drunk. Am I right? You may act a fool when you're drunk. You may do certain things when you're drunk. You may have, your judgment may not be right when you're drunk. Right? You may do certain things when you're drunk. But so we're not supposed to have that a part of it. So why? So because if we're drunk, how are we going to be going after the love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness? How are we going to do that? When you're drunk, I just gave you an example. When people get drunk, sometimes they get aggressive. They want to become abusive, whether it's verbal or physical. So how are you going to carry out the will of the God like that? Right? How are you carrying out the will of God, being drunk? And maybe like now you're drunk and you see something that you should. For example, there's a patient. How many times do you think that somebody went home with somebody that they shouldn't have, and that they normally wouldn't, and they had sexual relation with them because they were intoxicated? And then they woke up and they were like, oh my goodness, man, I can't believe this. I can't believe it. Well, believe it, if you weren't drunk, you wouldn't be in this situation. If you weren't drunk, you wouldn't have to be going down and getting treated for an STD right now. Right? Because of all this error in judgment. Because of this error in judgment. So no wonder why it talks so much against drunkenness. It's just not about the alcohol. You see, it's not talking about alcohol. It's saying drunkenness. But I'm telling you, if you're not drinking the alcohol, you're not going to get drunk. You're not going to get drunk. And why do you think? You think a lot of people have that ability where they can just cut it off? No, they don't have that ability to where they can just cut it off. And then when you're in a situation, you're with a bunch of buddies, you're even drinking more now. Then if you're depressed, you're even drinking more now. You're stressed, you're drinking more now. You see what I'm saying? So this is not what we're supposed to be doing. This isn't us. We're not supposed to go this route. Right? We're supposed to cast all our cares upon Jesus, for he cared for us. Right? We're supposed to do that, not to take it to the bottle.
Amen.
Not to take it, you know what I mean? Not to try to be cool, because you're not cool. That looks silly to me. Right? That's not cool. You see people now, they're drunks, and you can see how much of a drunk they look. Even their faces change. Do you know, like, drunks, they even have their noses even change. Anybody know that? You know what I mean? They call it like a drunk nose, to where it gets like it bubbles off. Yeah, I mean, that's not cool. You know what I mean? Then they to the point to where they get so frail, to where their health is gone. You know what? When they come into people who've been drinking heavy, when they come to the unit, they got to pump them up full of vitamins now. Their body's been depleted. They're just in a bad way, in a very bad way. But because it's legal, and somebody think because they're over 21, they think that it's okay. But that's one of the horriblest things that somebody can do. That's a shame that they made that stuff legal like that. Because that is something that destroys lives big time. And you want to know something else? A lot of times, other drugs starts off with the drinking. You understand me? They start off with drinking and then go into other things. Right? So let's not let that be us. Let's remember that wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging. Whoever is deceived thereby is unwise. Let's remember that.